about long-term food storage, do you ever think about getting watermelons? Like, we think about storing apples and things during different seasons, but watermelon is actually a great thing to stock up on so you can have produce that is fresh for your family available. If you didn't do it already, make sure that you wash watermelon when you get it home, which will kill off any mold spores on the outside of the watermelon, and it will help it stay fresh for longer. But I always get watermelon at the end of the season, so right as we're heading into fall, and I wash it and I store it in my pantry, and it'll last like 6 weeks after it's harvested. So I have watermelon sometimes all the way until Halloween. If you keep it not cut, it's a great way to have extra fruit in your house for your family. Once you cut it, I always store it in a glass jar. This does not need a paper towel at the bottom. Actually, don't put a paper towel at the bottom like you would do for strawberries and other items, but store it in a glass jar. A plastic lid is okay. If you're just starting to get your collection of glass jars, use a pickle jar. And if you're trying to get out the smell of pickle jars out of your glass jars, then take that lid and wash it and then set it in the sun for a few days. So I'm going to cut this watermelon. It's going to go into the jar. It's going to go into the refrigerator, and it will stay fresh for around 2 weeks in the refrigerator if you drain off the juice every few days on it. So you can drain it off and drink it, or if you're diabetic like me and need to drain it down the sink, that is okay too. So I normally just take the lid off with clean hands, and I put my hand over the top of it and I drain the juice off. So doing that will keep your watermelon fresh for about 2 weeks. So for watermelon, I normally cut off the ends first and then I cut it in the middle, and then it makes it easier to be able to cut the slices. So I cut it into wedges that way. So if you remember to cut the ends first and then the middle, it makes it way easier. And then for buying watermelon and different melons, I will normally use up my cantaloupe and my honeydew first before I cut my watermelons, because those will spoil quicker. I do have a big bowl here because we are going to take the watermelon peels and take them out to the chickens because it's one of their favorite treats. When I'm at the grocery store or the produce stand, I am looking for webbing on my watermelon. So this is something that I always look for, and I like seeing the sunspot. Also knowing that this was ripened on the ground. So this was ripened this way, and the sun has ripened it. It didn't ripen on the truck. It was ripened and then picked, which will make the juiciest watermelon. Make sure that you check out watermelon and all of our other produce tips in I Bought It Now What, which is available on thecrosslegacy.com. It is our book that has over 50 produce items and tips how to get it to last longer. The summer edition has all the different melons and tropical fruits that you would have during the summertime also to keep them fresher longer.